Alright, and welcome to this Sunday edition of Zombies2Aliens, where we're going to talk about Comic-Con. It's Comic-Con Sunday, so let's talk about Comic-Con. First off, we need to start off every podcast with a shout-out to new followers. Actually, first off, let's introduce ourselves again for people just joining us. To my left is Alyssa, also known as Valen.
Hello.
And after her, we have Tyler Scott, also known as Ty Denubus.
What's cracking?
And of course, we have Mr. Onesto Stubbs, also known as Trey and Galaxoid.
Excelsior.
And then after him is Tony, also known as Kirk80.
Key and Peele are awesome.
Alright. And I am your moderator, Peter, also known as Nav Nebular. So let's give out a shout out to new followers in a segment we like to call Follow Me. Alright, so we have some new followers in our Tumblr, our Twitter, our Facebook, so we're going to give shout-outs to new followers right now. A couple new followers on our Twitter. Scott is back in Cali, so we're glad Scott is following us and that he's back in Cali, because California is pretty awesome. Also, I think this is an Asian name, so it's going to sound terrible when I say it. Phunongan Tai Horlikson, I guess is the name, and he is following us.
You hit it on the head. Good job.
Yeah, I think so. And Grown Ass Fangirl is also following us on our Tumblr. I believe that is it for our Tumblr. We're going to go off to our friendly Facebook friend. So we got Penn Shingleton. I think Penn Shingleton's actually our newest friend, so just shout out to Penn Shingleton. On Twitter, we have again Penn Shingleton and Perry Gibson. Penn Shingleton's Twitter is Sweetie Pie Pen.
Is that Singleton or Shingleton with SH?
With the SH. Wait. Let me check that again.
I believe it's just with the S.
Not with the SH,
Singleton.
sorry.
Like the director.
And we got Perry Gibson, who is, I guess he's in a YouTube and a bloggist, a YouTuber and a bloggist, so that's great. And those are our new followers. So, because you're a new follower and we had a Comic-Con swag giveaway, we're going to announce the winner right now, actually. So the goal was to follow us on Tumblr, follow us on Twitter, add us as a friend on Facebook, and then send us an email with your name. And the winner is... Let me get a little drum roll action going. One second.
That was the coolest, fastest drum roll I've ever heard.
We need a drum roll for our drum roll.
Dum 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 dum. How about some porn music? Brown chicken, brown cow.
Alright, Penn Shingleton is our winner. She's gonna win our Comic-Con swag.
Yay!
Round of applause, everybody.
Penn Singleton,
For you. Sunglasses from Platt College. The awesome superhero cape with Muscle Man. Shirt, our True Blood shirt. I actually bled for this True Blood shirt. I donated at the San Diego Blood Bank.
Holy moly.
Some of my blood and a True Blood shirt. Lots of free comics. A good one I have to mention is we're going to talk about them later. We got a signed Brainstorm comic, preview of a new comic series that's coming out called Brainstorms. It's about weather manipulation, kind of like Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs, but sci-fi. I got that signed by the creator, Jeffrey Morrison. We're going to talk about him later on in the podcast. And you'll also get a $25 gift card from Sideshow Collectibles. So, Penn Shingleton, we're going to contact you and ask you for your information, and we'll get your swag over to you as soon as possible. So, yeah!
Penn Shingleton, you are an honorary member of our podcast now, apparently, because you have a little bit of our blood.
Yes. You have my blood. Yeah, it's with you. Anyways, okay, so that's what Penn gets. It's a lot of stuff, a lot of good stuff. So, I was wondering what it would be like if Zombies2Aliens had a panel at Comic-Con. I wonder what that would sound like.
It would probably be sad and lonely.
It would have one guy who's looking for free swag.
Hey, I'd get that free swag. I'd be that one guy, I guess. I don't know.
Alright. Yes. Yes. Alright. Hello. Welcome to the Zombies2Aliens Comic-Con panel here in Ballroom 25. Is a ballroom, yes.
We couldn't get H? Oh man, seriously?
Ballroom, Green Line,
All the way to Comic-Con 2020.
More like ballroom subway outside the convention center.
Yeah.
So,
Welcome. Please welcome to the stage. He puts the zombies and Zombies2Alien, Mr. Tony.
Hello. To the one person here. How you doing, man?
And she puts the 2 in Zombies2Aliens. She brings us all together. Please welcome Melissa.
I'm not showing anyone my tits.
Oh. Boo.
well, I guess I'm gone. See you later, guys.
Okay, fine. 1.
Sorry, already gone.
And after Melissa is my doppelganger, Tyler Scott. Applause. Jamie, applause.
Whoa.
Second, there it is. Now say something funny.
Actually, Tyler's pretty much our resident celebrity since he was actually inside one of the Comic-Con books a couple years ago, wasn't he?
Yeah, the picture.
So
See the picture?
he's our celebrity man.
Let's throw that up on the big screen.
Oh, good gracious.
So,
It says end of line. Very good. And after Tyler, he puts the aliens into Zombies and Aliens. We have Onesto Stubbs.
I can neither confirm nor deny any activity near the extraterrestrial highway.
Alright, now welcome to our Zombies2Aliens panel in the future of Comic-Con 2020. So right now we're going to, I'm going to do a little segment I call, I've been a con-goer in the past, and I'm sure you've experienced some con-goers with you that you dislike, especially the ones that don't use deodorant and stuff like that. So yeah. So we're going to do a little segment called Peter Hates Everyone. Oh, Peter hates. Peter hates. Oh, Peter hates everyone. Oh, they can go to hell, 'cause Peter hates just about everyone. Alright. So,
Don't quit the J job.
Hey, just a second. Like, is the deodorant thing really that rampant? Because that's one of the number one things I hear.
people take showers.
Oh yeah.
I actually brought a stick of deodorant in my backpack, and I was using it. So just please stay fresh.
Yeah. And see, I didn't think it was that bad this year. It's like, seriously, Peter, I think I've gotten worse nosefuls at work. I think it was more, what bothered me most was the cigarette smoke outside, and there were a couple people who I don't think they'd washed their hair in a while, but otherwise it really didn't smell too bad.
Okay, I'll give you that. I'll give you that.
Peter,
The stink wasn't
I'm gonna let you
so bad.
finish. I'm gonna let you finish. But
Okay.
I need you to, for Tyler, who says it wasn't that bad. There was, let's see, the Old Spice people were giving out free deodorants. So if that's not a sign.
Oh man.
Oh.
Maybe that's why it wasn't so bad.
Oh yeah, that's true. There you go. Because
They should probably just throw that in the bag that attendees get. Just throw a little stick of deodorant or something in there.
So
You know
what
those
is-
like automatic sprayer things that you put in the bathroom and stuff like that? They should just put those, like, have someone covered in those, just walking around and it sprays everyone. You know?
They just include an air freshener attached to your lanyard with your badge.
So what's the root cause of that? Is that because everybody's in a hotel and like wants to get back
I think
to it real quick?
I think that's some of it, and I think some of it's just people who don't have good hygiene habits. I mean, there's a lot of people there, so you're gonna
And it's hot, and
yeah.
Oh yeah, it's a balmy 80 degrees for San
it was
Diego.
actually cloudy, but it was still humid a couple of those days. And where you can hear thunder, it was actually raining in San Diego.
Yeah, I think Cameron's down there today, and he said it was raining.
Yeah, it's raining today, right now. In the year 2020, of course.
Yeah.
But besides that, I still have a rant about people. Okay, so when you're driving, you wouldn't like pull over in the middle of a lane and take a picture of someone.
Yeah, you would
This goes the
rubberneckers.
same for taking pictures inside Comic-Con. You wouldn't just stand in the middle and take a picture of a costume person in the middle of freaking foot traffic. I mean, for one thing, just ask to go to the side, pull over to the side, take a picture so you're not freaking blocking the whole way. Or better yet, the costume person, since you're dressing up as a superhero, hey, you can actually think of other people for once since you're dressing like a superhero. And say, hey, you mind taking the picture over to the side rather in the middle blocking off foot traffic.
Oh, I think you're getting. Oh, I'm having trouble hearing you. It sounds like there's an army of Mordor marching through there or something.
That's the Tony washing machine order.
That's
They're storming
that's just a
the
little bit of thematic music for his rant.
storming the gates of Minas Tirith as we speak.
Yeah.
So, in that defense, if you're in a car, you obviously have not been driven in Vegas, because they probably do that in Vegas. I'm sorry.
Well,
Oh yeah, totally. People, if there's an accident or something, even if it's off to the side of the road, everybody has to slow down to look at it.
Oh,
So
okay.
the principle's the same.
yeah, that's another rant. We cannot drive, apparently. These Comic-Con goers can also not drive. They might be some native San Diegans in there, because we have bad driving habits as well. On my way over to the convention center one morning, of course, first of all, people are just like, if they don't get through the light, they just stay in the middle of a pedestrian crosswalk. What the hell's up with that? One thing that's illegal, I believe, and they should be written a ticket. Another thing, we almost got hit driving over to the convention center, because one light just right off of the 94 was out. It was blinky red. So apparently to this one lady, blinky red means follow the car in front of you and do whatever it's doing, not stop and wait for another person to cross and then drive. So we almost got hit in the car then. And actually, someone did get hit during Zombie Walk yesterday. zombie got hit by a lady who intentionally meant to go forward through a pedestrian foot traffic and hit a zombie.
Yeah, send her to the
Maybe she
hospital.
thought it was real.
She thought it was already dead, so what's the point?
And that's the defense in the comments. So it's like, what would you do if zombies were hoarding your car? You would
Of course you
probably
would.
lurch forward.
But
Well, they were-
seriously though, I hope the lady who had the broken arm gets better and it doesn't prevent her from doing zombie walks before, because
Yeah.
that's pretty cool. You know?
I was almost hit a couple times walking around downtown, and I understand it's probably really frustrating for drivers who have to be down there and they're not attending the convention, and that they have these hordes of people they have to deal with. But it's like, just drive carefully. Come on.
And the Comic-Con's been there for ages, so it's
Yeah.
like, wouldn't you know that that's how it's going to be by now? Plan
Mhm.
accordingly.
Gee, what are all these people?
They agree. We agree.
They were out here this time last year too.
It's like, damn it must be like some sort of convention meeting or
So,
something.
did anyone ride the zip line?
Oh man, no.
Yeah.
I wanted to do it, but the line was so long, and also I'm afraid of heights.
But mostly the line was long, right?
Yeah, that's
mostly.
Yeah.
pretty much anything. Crossing the street, leaving Comic-Con, you had to wait in line to do pretty much anything there.
I actually got into Peter. I actually got to get a free donut from the Simpsons
Oh, yay!
carnival ride thing, and that was a long line, but I managed to break through it, and I got to see a glimpse of a Matt Groening, so that was awesome.
So I have more for my rant, but I think we covered enough. Pretty much.
Let's talk about something positive about
Yeah,
Comic-Con.
let's go preview night. Let's start off with preview night.
Comic-Con sucks.
Yeah. Tony, how was preview night? Can you
So
tell us what you did?
So I see a theme coming up. I think, I don't know about you guys, but it seems like in relation to last year's preview night, this year's was packed. Like it just got exponentially more people in there versus last year's Wednesday. But the difference is Thursday in relation to last year, I don't think was as busy. So I don't know if maybe preview night itself is becoming more of a thing than the actual convention
This
days.
was the first year that they sold preview night without the 4-day badge. You can buy it separately. So
Oh, okay. That
Okay,
explains it.
so that would explain it. Okay,
Yeah.
there we go. Now I understand. Okay, well then, damn it, I don't know. I hope that the convention center expansion is happening pretty soon because, like Peter was saying in his rants, I mean, it's awesome to be able to see all these things before anybody else, I guess, or a large percentage of people. But it's getting to the point where it's like, what's the point? You know, it's like I'm gonna go in there and then I'm gonna get pissed off because there's gonna be people like in the middle of my way and they're not gonna know what to look at, and so I don't want to be there. Okay, positives things. Darth Vader mobile
And I
was
used,
awesome.
I used to use preview night because I would go and see the convention floor before everyone else, and it used to be not as packed, so I used to be able to get into some games and play. But
Isn't that how it is now? You can still walk the exhibit halls, right? Or are they still setting up on preview night?
no, yeah, you can still set up the. You can still walk the convention floor, but it's just, it's just so packed on preview nights now, especially since this year was it was sold separately this year.
Yeah, but like I said though, God man, every time the Lego panel, or not the panel, but the booths, they always blow me away. That's what I really like to take a look at. I mean, those things are real. I mean, granted they were done by professionals and glued together, but I really like the President Business and the Hot Wheel booth was cool too with the Darth Vader movie.
Yeah, that was cool.
And that was a real working like C5 Corvette, right?
That's what I wanted to find out. I wasn't able to find out. Do you think it was? I don't know.
They were saying online that Road and Track was reporting that it was actually a C5 Corvette with the body
That's
converted into Darth Vader. So
insane.
Wow. So was that pretty much it for preview night? What did you do, Tony? Did you see any panels, or I think there was one panel where they just screened all the shows, but
No, I didn't do the panels. I just wanted to take advantage of it, like you were saying, to see all the floor.
Yeah.
I mean, it's so difficult to do though. But I mean, yeah, I got it. I got my beak wet, because I only had the Thursday.
Right.
So the preview night kind of like fulfilled my floor experience.
What about free stuff? Did you get free stuff preview night?
Not really, actually.
It's actually slim pickings for free sweat.
Outside, surprisingly, I feel like outside was giving away more free stuff than
that's
inside.
true. And most of the things you didn't even need badges for at the outside.
No, the only thing I feel like I missed out on was the Xbox Lounge, because you needed a badge for that. But
Yeah.
I don't know, you guys can tell me if that was any fun.
Yeah, let's do that. Let's talk about Thursday and what we did Thursday, the panels we saw. So we actually did do the Xbox Lounge Thursday. There's a lot of things in there. Was that Thursday? Thursday I played Evolve. So Evolve's really cool. Evolve's from the same people that made Left 4 Dead, and it's 4 against 1 huge monster. And as the 4, you have to hunt and kill the monster. And of course, the monster is also player controlled. So that was really fun to get up.
Was this all on Xbox One gameplay, or did they have 360?
You know what? They gave you an Xbox One controller. They had a little Xbox One in glass, but underneath you can see there was a keyboard and mouse, and there was a cupboard, and we actually got to restart one because it was frozen, but it was definitely running on some sort of PC.
The old Forza 6 bait and switch.
Yeah,
That's exactly what they did for the crew. So, sorry, Tyler, go ahead. But
I was just gonna say some of the games in there looked like they were actually running on the Xbox.
yeah.
But yeah, Evolve was definitely running on PC. It looked gorgeous. It looked really good.
And that's the point,
Mhm.
God, and that they did that for the crew when I was gonna get online to play the game, and they had the Xbox One controller actually, and I was like, oh, this is pretty cool. This is really brilliant footage for it being an Xbox One. So, and then the lady's like, oh, it's a PC. I'm like, oh.
Oh, hey, so real quick, was the crew? I get the crew and the Division mixed up. What is the crew, for those that don't know?
I don't know what the Division is, but the crew is actually, from my experience, a pretty badass racing game. I guess it's more than racing. It's open world actually. I think because the lady was explaining how you could drive from like one side of the continental U.S. to the other side, take you about an hour. She said. So I mean, and it says it doesn't really do much rendering, so it's automatic. So I was like,
So it's kind of like a Test Drive Unlimited.
Except with the entire country, right? Yeah.
Yeah, and then you could do missions too. Like we had me and my friends, we were able to, or had to take down a truck, and all had to like cooperate, I guess, to take down this one semi with sports cars, which doesn't make sense. But it was cool. It was fun though.
So as for panels, we saw. Let's see, what was the first panel we saw? We saw Triumph the Insult Comic Dog. Oh, first we saw the Venture Brothers panel.
Yeah, I enjoyed that. That was pretty fun.
They were hilarious. Doc Hammer was hilarious. I don't know if they ever showed any clips from the new seasons because we got in a little.
No, they didn't.
Oh, they didn't at all.
No, because they were keeping everything pretty tight under wraps. They didn't want to.
Yeah, they were. Even in the
spoil
Q&A,
anything.
they couldn't really talk about anything.
Yeah.
Then after that was Rick and Morty, and I never really watched Rick and Morty, but I will now just because the panel is pretty awesome. Rick and Morty is that sort of spoof on Back to the Future with Marty and the Doc.
Except the Doc is really inappropriate and drunk.
Yeah, and of course it's Adult Swim, and it's very inappropriate and funny.
Rick and Morty, I think, has surpassed Family Guy in my opinion.
Oh wow,
Like,
really?
Today's like modern Family Guy.
That is either a new high for Rick and Morty or a new low for Family Guy.
Well, I mean, you know how big of a fan I am of Family Guy, so that speaks highly of Rick and Morty.
Yeah, no kidding. Yeah, we're just disappointed.
Peter, did you mention Jack McBrayer?
Yeah, and the Triumph, the Insult Comic Dog panel was on after that, and Triumph was fantastic. If I can't go fast, I can try to pull up his little welcome that he said to everyone at Comic-Con. That was hilarious.
I still have the "Cats Are Cunts" song stuck in my head.
Yeah.
But I thought it was really funny for people who don't know who Jack McBrayer is. He plays Kenneth in 30 Rock. And he's done a lot of other stuff too. He's a funny guy. But I was surprised by how much like Kenneth he seems in real life, and
Yeah.
I was wondering if he was just acting or if he really is just kind of like
Yeah,
Kenneth.
he's just a nice guy. He's just a sweet, nice guy. He also plays Fix-It Felix in Wreck-It Ralph. Is Jack McBrayer. He's a really nice guy, and the one clip they showed was of the one where him and Triumph go to the winner's circle, the little hot dog stand that yells insults at you. In God, I forget where it is. Maybe in Chicago, and they showed that clip first.
So it was Triumph yelling back insults at some place that was yelling back insults at Triumph?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
pretty much like a Dick's Last Resort.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay, gotcha.
And
Yeah.
then they actually made Jack and Triumph actually work there for a time. That's on Team Coco's website.
Yeah,
And
if
he
you
put
just
that on his, show.
it just says like Circle Conan on YouTube, and you'll find it. It's pretty. I hadn't seen it before. It was very funny.
Yeah. So let me try to queue up the Triumph video.
So real quick, does Conan have all of that property back by any chance, or?
That's a good question. Well, no, it was on the TBS show. It wasn't on the NBC show that they did it. So he still has the rights to his own show.
Well, I thought they still had like Masturbating Bear and stuff, but I saw Masturbating Bear show up there not too long ago.
Yeah, so I guess he's... Oh, that's okay. Well, I can't find it, but we'll post it up on our YouTube, and a little nice welcome to all the freaks and geeks that were at Comic-Con. What else was there? Oh, Bob's Burgers was the panel. After that. I didn't get to stay for Archer, but I stayed for Bob's Burgers, and I got to ask a question at Bob's Burgers. It's also on YouTube, not from us, but we reposted it. And the question went like this.
As Bob.
If Bob's was a real restaurant, would you all eat there? Because
I would not eat there. Well, because when I was growing up, we never went out to eat. The only time we would go out to eat was like McDonald's and stuff. And so I just would want a nicer restaurant.
Yeah, and that was a little, that was longer than that video says. And on that video, I'm like the second question, really, when I was like one of the last ones. So I guess my question was all right.
Now, for people that don't, get in line for the questions, how long is the line, and how do you do it? And
it's usually like in the middle. You'll see a mic stand up. For most of the ballrooms and the halls, it's like the first aisle on the left, and there's a mic set up, and you'll see a line forming. And people try to line up before, like even as the panel's going on, even when they're showing clips. But the staff informs you if you do that, you'll be asked to leave, because if you don't have a seat, you won't be able to get to see the panel. So as soon as they say, oh, you can line up for questions now, you rush over to the left, you start to line up, and then you just wait. And usually it's screened. Someone manning the mic will ask you what's your question, and ask you if it's okay or not to ask the person. And that's for each of the panel. And
for those that have never asked a question, that's pretty good. So, thanks.
Bob's is pretty cool. They showed some clips from the new season. Also, I'm trying to remember the clips. Oh, Mike Tyson Mysteries. Have you guys heard of Mike Tyson's Mysteries?
Yeah, it's animated series, mystery, Scooby-Doo-ish type
Yeah,
of thing.
it's kind of Scooby-Doo-ish meets the A-Team with Mike Tyson. And they showed a lot from that, from the first episode. Apparently, Norm Macdonald plays a alcoholic drinking pigeon and
Nice.
friends of Mike's. but he wasn't there. He wasn't there at the panel, but everyone else was there, and it was pretty funny. Mike Tyson is secretly hilarious.
I wonder
And he
if
gets
there's
tons of that, like in Hangover and stuff.
Yeah, here is a one-man show is really good. Was Dana White with them because they're like BFFs now or something?
No. That would have been cool though.
Side note, Mike Tyson visited my jiu-jitsu gym back last summer with Johnny Hendricks, so I missed him.
Cool.
But, so.
What? Oh.
So as for Thursday, what outside stuff did you do on Thursday, Tony?
Outside stuff, a lot of things. I'm trying to, let's see, I guess a quick recap first of the panels was, I went in to see, my goal was to see Key and Peele, and I went a little earlier, of course, and actually, I mean, it was a walk-in, there was no line. So that
Oh,
was
wow.
awesome. Yeah, at the Indigo. And so that was surprising, and what's more surprising, though, is that the fact that it was a walk-in, and the panel immediately preceding the Key and Peele panel was Jack Black with Goosebumps.
All right,
So
yeah.
that was badass, so I got to see that unintentionally, even though I had heard about it, but I was just assuming it was in a different ballroom. So I struck out and I was lucky, and that was an awesome panel. They brought out all the they brought out all the monsters, so that was pretty cool. Like towards the end, Jack Black took out Slappy the dummy, and then he's like, "Hey Slappy, how you doing?" And then Slappy did his shtick. He's like, "Oh, you know, I'm in control of you." And then Jack Black's like, "No, you're not." And then it's just like said, "You know what? I'm gonna bring out all my friends." So they bring out all the monsters, and that was pretty cool. It was really entertaining. It was like almost like a scene from a maybe it was heavy marketing. Probably was because it was too good. Afterwards, Game Field, like I said, and that was hilarious. I felt bad. I always feel bad doing this, like standing up in the middle of a half point of a panel, because they're like, all right, in the next panel, stick around because we're gonna talk about Comedy Central's new show, Moonbeam City. And like, I don't really have time for this. But I thought I was gonna be like one of the few people that was gonna get up because I didn't think everybody was a fucking dick. But apparently, like 75% of the people in the room left, and I was like, oh.
Yeah, a lot of people do that. A lot of people.
I felt tragic. I felt really horrible for the Moonbeam panel. Whatever. Hopefully, it's a great show. Outside, we went to the Petco Interactive Zone. We tried to do the Funhouse, the Adult Swim Funhouse, but it was, I don't know. That's one thing that kind of upsets me about Comic-Con is the workers who actually work at these off-site events don't seem like they know everything that about their own thing. So, like,
that could be another rant. Tony hates everybody rant.
I mean, basically, I just said, hey, man, how do I get in line to this place? And it's like, well, you got to go over there. So I went over there. And then the guy's like, actually, you guys need to go over there. And then I was like, what the hell? I was like, okay, where is over there? And he pointed to some non-existing location. So I was like upset. And this is, by the way, over the course of like 25 minutes. So then I go over to the original dude. I said, hey, man, over there is not where I'm supposed to be. I'm supposed to be over there. And then he's, well, I don't know. And then I was like, okay, man, you're all right, whatever. You don't know, you don't care if I go in. All right, whatever. So I just left. Which sucks because it looked like a fun little thing.
Are they volunteers or are they paid employees though?
I think they were paid employees. They had the black shirts. So they were Adult Swim employees, I think, or at least security for Adult Swim.
If you have a shirt, you're definitely an employee. They didn't give volunteer shirts.
Yeah, no. So that was bananas. And I wanted to try the Oculus Rift at the Sleepy Hollow. So then I went in there too. And then the whole freaking, I guess, celebrities from the Sleepy Hollow TV show were there. And so then they closed off the Oculus Rift. So I was like, damn it. I wanted to try it on.
Were these things that you needed a badge to get into?
This was all free. Free.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and actually...
It's not too late, Tony. You can go down there and try it now.
I could. What time is it? Let's see, 11:40. Technically, if I get up and I go down there, maybe it'll be less people. I don't know.
Maybe.
Yesterday was absolutely packed.
There's never less people.
Talk
only
about
more.
how was the MTV Fan Fest? How'd that go?
Pretty cool. It was man, it was the one thing. There was a couple things I didn't like this year as opposed to last year. for one, they limited or they decreased the amount of free stuff you could get. So last year it was like, I think it was 2 or 3 drinks you could get, and 2 or 3 like pieces of food, like they had little entrees. And this year they only had 1 of each. But I mean, it was, whatever, it was free. So I got myself some beer and some wine, and then I got myself some little sliders. So that part was cool. And then the actual event, they had a silent rave again. They brought that back. And this time, they were giving out raver gloves. So like they like these gloves that just light up and like move along to the music. So that was cool. And then they had I can't even list how many celebrities were there. I mean, if you guys wanted to see the show, you could tonight, I guess.
Oh,
It's on
wow.
MTV.
Yeah, it's gonna premiere on MTV.
Yeah, they had Channing Tatum, they had Chloe, Hit Girl. I can't remember her last name. She dropped the ball a couple times, so they had to do retakes on her scene.
Oh wow.
So that was funny seeing like raw footage of an event. That was cool. And then the concert itself was good. Although I think most of those people were maybe international, like not to pick on foreigners, but maybe a lot of them haven't seen an American concert, so they weren't like bumping like you're supposed to at a concert, moving along. They were just kind of like staring.
Or...
Yeah, like older, like middle-aged
Huh.
housewives maybe. So it was like, it was confusing to see them at the event and me trying rock out because it was Linkin Park, and then they were just kind of staring blindly into the stage. I was like, what the hell? But it was fun. So.
Right, cool. Let's get talking about Friday then. So Friday, I guess that was all just me and I guess Tyler. So Friday, our panels were. Let me try to think of panels for Friday. What did we do Friday?
Oh, I know. You did. Okay, I don't know. Sorry, I lied. But there were 3 of them at least.
Well, there were 3 Saturday. There were a lot.
The Batman 66, was that Friday?
Oh yeah, the Batman 66 was Friday. Maybe that was the only.
That was Batman 66 was the last thing we did on Thursday.
Oh yeah. Well, we can talk about. Well, let's say Friday. Friday.
Well, I don't know if we need to do it by day so much as just
Talk about our favorites.
Yeah, discuss stuff that we enjoyed and maybe discuss some news that came out of it.
All right, let's do that. I'll talk about the Simpsons panel. Was pretty awesome. They showcased the Simpsons now streaming. They were gonna do. Was really cool is they did like a Tupac shaker thing, where they made a holographic image of Homer come and talk to Matt Groening, and that was pretty awesome.
The old Tupac shaker.
Yeah, the old Tupac shaker, as he is pronounced, I believe. And they showed a little bit, just a small bit of the Futurama crossover, where it was Homer kind of doing the music for the theme song, and it was awesome.
Well, didn't they show? Isn't there is a Family Guy crossover?
There's a Family Guy crossover, and they showed that at the Family Guy panel, which I did not go to. But apparently you can see it online. Entertainment Weekly already posted a video of it, like a 5-minute video of it, of the Family Guy Simpson crossover.
Watch it fast before it gets taken down.
Yeah, no kidding. Well, it's Entertainment Weekly, so I doubt.
Yeah, I mean, they may have had permission.
Yeah, exactly. Then after that, I saw the Once Upon a Time panel. That was pretty cool. They showcased a lot of what was going to happen in the new season, especially with they're reintroducing Frozen, which I guess Frozen now is like a worldwide phenomenon. So we're already seeing live action incarnations of it already. So that's kind of crazy. What else was good? What did you enjoy, Mr. Tyler? How was the zombie walk? Did you see zombies get run over?
Yeah, there were no, we weren't there for the accident. I heard about it after the fact, but we were there when they were all assembled at the park, and it was pretty impressive to see that number of people arrayed on the little hill over by that park, by the fountain across the street from the convention center. And when everybody started moving, it looked pretty cool. There were some pretty lame zombies, and there were a couple really, really good zombies. And I know Cameron's editing together a video of all his footage and stuff, so I will link everybody up to that as soon as he gets it up.
It's all about the cell. So were there people that had really good costumes that were just like chilling, like walking, like not in character?
I think everybody that had, there were a couple girls who had really good costumes and they were just sort of laughing and walking, but everybody who looked like, they put time and effort into it, they were shuffling and dragging their feet and startling small children who were watching and stuff. So yeah, and then there were some people who were just had a couple spots of blood on their shirts, and they were just sort of walking, and it was like, really, guys?
That's good, because I swear at one of the Vegas zombie walks, it was only me and this other guy that like really pushed to sell it, and we attacked buses and stuff together. So
that's why that one girl got run over.
They were too good an actor.
Yeah.
Tyler, what about the zombie prom thing? Did you attend that?
No, I didn't. What was that?
That's like the party afterwards or something.
Oh, okay.
Huh.
Yeah, we cleared out of there before that.
Speaking of zombies, the Zombie Apocalypse store, which you might be familiar with, Trey and Val, was actually here. It was downtown San Diego by the Hooters. You want to tell us a little bit about the Zombie Apocalypse store? Actually, you can talk about the Vegas one.
Actually, if I think we'll give a little tour. Maybe put a video up later.
Cool.
So I'll get some straight up video. It's pretty small. It's it's still cool, but it's still relatively small. It's like a gun store. So
yeah, I didn't get a chance to get in it down here, but they traveled down and they were here, so that was pretty cool. I was like, hey, I know that from some other place, from Vegas, actually.
Yeah, if you join their mailing list, they send out notices for like seminars on like how to defend yourself from a zombie with a knife and other various things like that. So it's pretty neat. I hope it gets more exposure.
Yeah. So I hope they got the word out, especially when they came here. So real quick, I want to talk about the interviews I got, and then we can end at 12 if you guys want to. So the first interview I got was with Dave Kettel and Kellett, sorry. Dave Kellett from Stripped.
And Dave Kellett's probably better known for his webcomic.
Yeah, exactly. And
Which one is that?
actually screening.
It's called Sheldon.
Okay.
It's I like it. It's kind of a little more. I don't want to call it newspapery, but it's certainly pretty family friendly. But it's still funny.
It's kind of Calvin and Hobbes-ish.
Yeah, definitely in the spirit of syndicated comics.
Right.
So we're talking about old school ink and paper.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Definitely.
Cool. Power to the people. Raise my fist.
That's what the Strip documentary is about. It was about the fall of the newspaper, and along with it, the fall of comics. And the documentary was screened that Thursday at 6:10 p.m. at the Comic-Con Film Festival, and it's pretty awesome. So give them a like and follow them, and you can actually buy the DVD. Each day, they're still selling them, actually, today. They had the posters, huge, gigantic posters drawn by Bill Watterson, 65 of them. Each day they're selling, and actually it's for $65. So if you got the cash, that's a limited edition thing, and they probably still have some today, so go check out the Sheldon booth. After that interview, next interview I got was with... What was that?
Eddie Munster?
Yeah, I think that was my next one. I only did like 3 or 4 interviews, and my next one was with good old Butch Patrick, also known as Eddie Munster, the little vampire from the Munsters. I asked him what was his favorite Godzilla. What was his favorite monster, classic monster, and he said Godzilla. I was going to say I asked him what his favorite Godzilla movie, but I should have asked him that after. Damn it. I asked him, too, if he saw the new Godzilla, and he said no, but it looks good. Then after Mr. Butch Patrick, I talked to Jeffrey Morris, who is the creator of Brainstorm, is a new comic that's coming out about weather manipulation. I talked about it a little bit before. Like Cloudy with the Chance of Meatballs, but sci-fi. Pretty much this inventor creates a sort of weather manipulator that the government gets a hands on it, but it like goes rogue and becomes self-aware and starts wreaking havoc. and that's Brainstorm. I got a signed copy of a preview edition of Brainstorm for our contest winner, Penn Singleton. There also is a parallel comic that he does, Parallel Man, which is about a man who can go through parallel dimensions and universes. Pretty awesome. For that one, they're actually going to have a game, a card game, and also an app game for Parallel Man. And Brainstorm, real quick, is premiering August 27th. So you want to get your copy of... they're actually going to be physical copies, and you can also get a digital copy in Comixology.
Yeah, you have to reiterate that physical copy nowadays, don't you?
There's physical copies. There's not just online. So yeah, I think that was the bulk of my interviews that I got. I wish I could have got more, but really I can't be everywhere at once. And I would have got one with Seth. I actually saw Seth Meyers was walking around doing a meet and greet at the Xbox Lounge for The Awesomes, his little Hulu original show about the superheroes. So I saw him, but I didn't get a chance to get an interview with him or a quick question with him. He probably would have said no anyways. He was there filming probably for his late night show.
Oh yeah, I haven't seen it yet.
You know what? I haven't. I need to watch it. I have not seen the late night show. I've seen the Awesomes, but I have not seen the late night show ever since he took over from Jimmy Fallon.
Cool. Hey, can we open it up for open discussion?
Yeah, now it's open discussion time. Oh wait, before we end our note on Comic-Con, I thought it would be fitting to give Comic-Con a theme song, since Comic-Con doesn't really have a theme song. I'm going to try to give it a theme song. Actually, this is not my joke. I actually got this from someone in line, so thank you for that creative person in line. I thought it went really good. And the theme song goes a little something like this. Comic-Con. You come and go. You come and go. Comic-Con. Alright, that's the Comic-Con song.
Man, when are you gonna come up with
work in
your
progress?
with all your hits?
We're
man?
waiting on your album.
Yeah, you got like 2 already, man. That's awesome.
I'm working on my debut album with me in a reclining chair in front of a fireplace, and my legs are crossed.
And you have a scarf on.
And I'm naked, and I have a Smurf on my head.
Okay.
Alright.
That got weird.
Discussion, especially to Trey and Val. What do you look forward to? Maybe future Comic-Cons, or what should have we saw in your absence? If you were...
the only input I had was that Interstellar panel on Thursday. That sounded awesome, with Nolan finally showing up at Comic-Con without, any love for the Batman trilogy beforehand. But I thought that was interesting, and I put a little article there, because they've been blatantly blasting, hey, it's based on Kip Thorne's theory, so if you want to read that. But just how is that Nolan movie gonna be? That's what I want to know.
Was that a Hall H panel?
Oh yeah, definitely Hall H, I believe. Actually, no,
Yeah,
maybe I'm incorrect, but it's big enough to be in Hall H. I would assume it's in Hall H.
On
Yeah.
that note, I wish I would have seen the Buzz Aldrin panel. That would have been awesome.
I wish I would have been in Hall H, I guess. But the
You
other
wouldn't have-
halls are so much easier to get into, especially like Indigo Ballroom, like Tony said. Sometimes you can just walk right in. We walked in. Oh, actually, I was in Hall H. Batman 66 with Ralph Garman and Adam West was in Hall H, and we walked right into that. That was at the end of the day. Yeah, Ballroom 20 is usually easy to get into, and also Ballroom 6 BCF is easy to get into, which is where I saw the Constantine pilot.
Oh yeah, I was just gonna ask you if did you get into the Constantine panel, and how was it?
I did. I actually. The pilot was better than the Constantine movie, I'll give it that.
Okay, well.
But it still hasn't sold me yet. I'll have to wait and see what the other episodes look like. But definitely they're truer to the comics than the movie was.
So I got, we were talking about things skirting around the big info. I got questions about the Marvel panel. I'll probably shoot it to Tyler because I really kind of stayed away from information online about it. I don't want to be spoiled, but
Yeah.
does anybody have information for that? Tyler?
I think I just kind of was glancing at stuff. I threw up a post on the Tumblr, but it looks like it disappeared. Which seems strange because it wasn't. I didn't post any information or pictures that weren't allowed. It wasn't movie footage or anything. But Josh Brolin and the entire cast was there. So do you guys know Josh Brolin is going to be playing Thanos?
Yes.
He's got the chin for it.
Yeah, definitely. Well, I think he's just going to be voicing him, but they probably will do motion capture and stuff, or are doing motion capture.
I hope
with his face.
Oh yeah,
They'll
that would
probably
be.
do clutch cargo. Hopefully, maybe.
Yeah.
So I don't know, other than I think they showed there's a new poster that came out. I want to describe it because of spoilers. I'm kind of sorry I saw it.
Oh, tell me about it. The spoiler made your poster.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you're already spoiled, I'm already spoiled. I'm pretty sure everybody here is spoiled. Tony, are you spoiled with that poster?
I think I saw the poster, so I'm beyond spoiled.
It's pretty much, it looks like the climax. I hope I'm wrong, but it looks like the climax, and it's just like, come on, guys.
Come on, Tyler. And say what spoils it for everybody. You can. It's all right.
Well, what bothers me is that it looks sort of reminiscent of the end of the first Avengers, the final battle in the first Avengers movie, with just a horde of enemies, and I don't know.
How else would I don't know.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say how else would you end a massive superhero ensemble film?
Well, there's one character that's floating in the background that they haven't even really mentioned, and it was like, thanks, guys. Thanks for that.
Go ahead and say it, Trey.
Paul Bettany has been rumored to be the Vision, and Vision is floating in the background. Thanks a lot.
Yeah. Forgot to mention that a little bit.
Hey, so what about the Batman Superman panel?
Oh, we got.
Oh yeah, they showed us Wonder Woman in her.
Batfleck suit on the convention floor.
Oh yeah, they just had the cowl. It
Yeah.
looks fine. It's gray,
Yeah,
kind of batty looking.
I will accept that.
Hey, so a quick minute to discuss this. I'm kind of confused as to what the heck they're trying to do for this new Batman Superman movie, because I understand the point of it is to reintroduce Batman, reboot him, but I guess also to establish a new line of films, kind of like the Avengers. But why are they doing it in reverse?
Right.
Why introduce like Wonder Woman? Why introduce all these characters in one film and then spell them out later?
Because they're doing a rush job to get to a Justice League movie as fast as possible.
Oh man.
Dawn of
Yeah.
Justice.
And that I'm kind of worried about that because I'm afraid it's going to be like Man of Steel, where we, instead of getting a solid movie, which I think the Marvel movies certainly have had their problems,
Right.
but I feel like they've all been pretty okay movies.
Solid.
Whereas Man of Steel, I didn't care for it. And now they're doing Dawn of Justice with a lot of the same people, and
Dawn of Justice.
yeah.
Dawn
Well,
of the Planet of Justice. I like to
DC
give him
just-
kudos for is that they're. Go for it.
DC has slipped so much with their movies. I mean, you mentioned Man of Steel, but really for me, Green Lantern is the shining.
Oh
now.
god, the shining turd.
That is the green shining turd. But what I was gonna say is, I give him kudos for just introducing characters and not giving like an origin story or anything to them, just letting them be.
We don't know if they're gonna really do that in the movie. We don't know how.
true.
We don't know how they're gonna introduce them.
That's true, I guess. I don't
So
know.
what do you guys think of Wonder Woman then? What do you think? Because I personally think she looks rad. I think they did a real good job, and Gal Gadot looked like she buffed up good bit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think the costume's good.
I don't know. Yeah, not a big Wonder Woman expert, but looks pretty cool.
I could have her be a little bit more beefier because she is an Amazonian, and they're not like slight little girls at all,
Yeah.
They are buff,
I think
I've seen only one picture about it so far, on the interwebs, but the outfit she's in is very reminiscent of Xena, so I think that's actually pretty cool, because Xena was actually an honorary Amazon in one of the episodes, so I think it's very fitting. I'm liking it so far. I just hate that it's taking so long,
Yeah. And was there someone else going to be rumored to be in the Batman Superman movie? Was it like Aquaman or something?
Yeah. Well, no. I think Aquaman. Was confirmed. It's what's his face? Jason Momoa. Is that his name?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And I think there were some rumors. I saw them on Latino Review about the villains, and it looked like they had a picture of Jason Brody photoshopped to be the Joker, which I seriously doubt they're gonna have any Batman specific villains in that movie, unless they're just like a little tip of the hat to fans saying, "Oh, hey, I know that name. That's so and so."
Well, I don't know. If they're going for like a comic book sort of story of how Batman and Superman got together, the Joker was a big part of the storyline, and he teamed up with Lex Luthor. So I don't know if they're going that way or what.
Yeah,
also, I wonder if Jesse Eisenberg, he was probably at the panel because he's the new Lex Luthor.
The interesting choice.
That is an interesting choice.
Okay, here's the main event. Okay, Batman versus Superman, whatever. Dawn of Justice. Main event. What's the over under? I don't know. Let's give Superman plus 450. What are your odds, Tyler? Who do you pick?
Well, Batman, because everybody says that Superman is could just kill him in one punch or whatever, but that's not Superman's MO, and Batman's a crafty son of a gun.
Do you think he'll be wearing some kryptonite like necklace stuff and whooping him via the comic, or what do you think?
I don't know if they'll use that just yet. It's kind of hard to say because we don't know if they're gonna be if they're gonna draw out the conflict between Superman and Batman, or if it's just gonna be kind of understated. I think it would be neat if it was the whole movie they're at each other's throats until the very end when they realize they have to work together. But I don't know.
Yeah, that's kind of what happens anyways in the comics. We'll save that segment for later, but we're going to do a future segment where we're going to say, let's ask kids, and in that next one we should ask a child who would win Batman versus Superman. Hopefully,
that is probably the best expert on the subject would be a kid.
Kids, ask some kids. So yeah, that's going to be it from the. Yeah, I think that's a good way to end on. Is anyone else want to say anything else about Comic-Con, or just
the Mako's back?
Yes.
Yay! Mass Effect information. Yeah,
so there were some pictures leaked from the Mass Effect 4 panel and a lot of information. They don't want you to call it Mass Effect 4 because it's not Mass Effect 4. And the Mako's back. They're only showing human protagonists right now, but I would like to think maybe we could get like kind of a Dragon Age type deal where you can pick what race you want to play as.
That'd be cool.
Because I want to be a big ass scary Krogan with a shotgun.
Yeah.
And they already kind of did that in the multiplayer for 3, so.
Yeah, it's kind of tiring being just a human shepherd.
Interesting aliens. Humans?
I'd definitely want to be a Garrus alien. I forget what they're called.
Turians.
There you go. Thank you very much.
Yeah. But anyway, so that's that. It kind of looks like they're returning to form, maybe, just judging from what we've seen, to kind of hearkening back to Mass Effect 1, so that really gets my video game senses tingling there.
Now, is it Xbox One exclusive, or is it coming?
Oh God, no. It'll be multi-platform. It'll be on. You mean is it next gen specific?
Yeah.
It's running on the Frostbite 3, so maybe.
Yeah, probably PS4, Xbox One, and just PC or something.
Yeah, but then
has it always ran on Frostbite in the past?
no. It's like up until Dragon Age Inquisition, I think, is the first game, really graphically advanced game that BioWare's done. Everything's been kind of the visuals have never been a strong point in BioWare's games.
Yeah. Cool.
And I don't really have any information about Dragon Age Inquisition actually, because Mass Effect kind of overshadowed it.
I wish they had Mass Effect swords being passed out like they did that one year.
Yeah, that was for Mass Effect 2. That was ages ago.
Ages ago. I still got a couple of them swords, man.
They still work.
Yeah, they do, actually.
Especially from maybe Val, who hasn't got a chance to talk a lot this podcast. Val?
What?
Anything else to say or add? Or...
I was just wondering about the cosplay this year. Like,
that's a good
I
question.
know a lot of people probably showed up as scouts from Attack on Titan.
Oh my gosh, yes.
What other costumes were really featured this year?
That's a good question. I saw a lot of Bob from Bob's Burgers. Actually, the whole family, I saw a lot of that, so I'm glad I didn't dress up as Bob's Burger. Tyler saw a very convincing Ace Ventura.
Yeah, it's the first thing I got off the trolley, and I saw him crossing the street, and I was like, damn, I don't have my camera out.
Actually,
But yeah,
it
that
looks like Ace Ventura, too.
that's not a very common costume. But as far as common costumes, there's Captain America's and a lot of Winter Soldiers. Some of them were good, some of them were eh. And,
the most creative I saw was, Princess Daisy, Mario, and Luigi, but they were all westernized. So they had cowboy hats, and Princess Daisy had a whole colonial-style gown. It was pretty interesting. That was the most creative one I saw.
What about best costumes?
What about you, Tony? What kind of costumes have you saw?
Penelope from Wreck-It Ralph.
Yes, that was a very good one. I saw her too. She actually had her car, which I don't really
Little car. I
understand
like
the
that.
practicality of that.
Cool.
So was that the best costume you've seen? Personally, what was the geekiest, awesomest thing that you saw that costume-wise that you're like, yes, you are awesome?
There was this guy who, because I know Deadpool is like everybody puts on the cloth, spandex, the Halloween costume type, but this guy actually went all out, and he had like hard shell, and it was on the outside of his costume, and it was amazing. I think it was from because I'd never seen, Edgar's the one who knows most about Deadpool, so he'd be able to explain this a little better, but apparently, I don't know, there's some new costume he has which perfectly mimicked this guy's cosplay.
Cool. And I have to mention, Edgar is out because of Comic-Con-itis.
Yeah.
Get
Caught
burned.
the Comic-Con flu.
You really get burned out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, I'm
right.
pretty much.
So, yeah, that's gonna
toast
be
right
it.
now. I'm burned. So.
Yeah. I was debating whether going or not today, but I decided not to, so everyone's kind of burned out on Comic-Con. So yeah, that's going to do it here from us at Zombies2Aliens. Remember, look at Brainstorm and Parallel Man from Jeffrey Morris. Check out Stripped, the documentary. And also just, watch the old series of The Munsters. Because it's hilarious. Alright, so that's going to do it here at Zombies2Aliens, where we like you for your brains. Thank you.